Legend of the Three Emperors, Five Emperors. Heaven is governed by a jade emperor. Above him are three people, initially ruling the earth during the Three Emperors, Five Emperors period. So the Three Emperors and Five Emperors were the first historical period of China, and were the legendary monarchs of China in the period from 2852 BC to 2205 BC, the period immediately before the Xia dynasty. The so-called Three Emperors, San Huang, refers to the first three monarchs of mystical and divine nature. According to legend, these three are believed to be fairies or demigods who used miracles to help people. Because of their noble qualities, they lived long lives and their rule was peaceful and prosperous. The Five Emperors, Wu Di, the five monarchs following the Three Emperors, publicly transformed the Chinese nation, bringing the nation out of its primitive state. During this period, the Chinese learned to make fire to cook food, built houses, made clothes, grew grain, fished, performed rituals, and began to create writing. That was the ancient period of China. Civilization did not yet exist or had just begun to exist, but it was very rudimentary and the population was very sparse, living in small groups in a nomadic manner, with no remaining traces. This makes research to understand these ancient dynasties quite difficult. Chinese scholars do not agree on who exactly the three emperors are. Most of them are heavily influenced by folk legends. According to Sima Qian's historical records, the three emperors were: Heavenly Emperor reigned for 18,000 years. Dia Hoang reigned for 11,000 years. Nian Hoang reigned for 600 years. According to Yun Do Shu, and Nguyen Men Bao, Yuan Ming Bao, the three emperors are Fu Shi Nu Hua Shen Nong. This is the most common theory of the three emperors, tacitly recognized as a standard list. In it, Fu Shi and Nu Hua are two brothers, and are also the husband gods and wife gods, two people who are considered the ancestors of mankind after a great flood. Just as Shennong was the one who invented farming and was the first to use plants as medicine. The books Shangshu Dai Truyan, Shengshu Da Chuan, and White Tiger Thong Yi, Bai Hu Tong Yi, replace Nu Hua with Toai Nian, according to legend, invented fire. The book The Emperor of the Century, Di Wang Shi Ji, replaces Nuwa with Yellow Emperor, who is considered the ancestor of the Han people. The book Tong Jiam Foreign KY replaces Nu Hua with Kong Kong, which is the god of water. The book Bok Ho Thong Nia also has another theory that replaces Nu Hua with Chuk Dung, that is, the fire god. The replacement of Nu Hua, a female goddess, with a male god is said to be the result of switching from motherhood. Ancient system to patriarchy. Similar to the three emperors, the five emperors also have many theories. According to ancient mythology, the entire universe is governed by five heavenly emperors, originally five emperors, worshipped by the people, so they believe that after death they become the ruling gods of the universe. Those five are: 1. Emperor of the East. Legend has it that once upon a time, there was a girl named Hua Tu Ti, who once went out to Loi Trak Lagoon, saw a giant footprint, and curiously put her foot in to try the footprint. Came home and suddenly became pregnant. That original footprint belonged to god Loi Trak, a half-human, half-dragon god who ruled over that lagoon. Hua Tu Ti gave birth to Phuk Hai, also with a half-human, half-animal body, possessing her father's divine power. There are many different versions of legends about Fuxi. It is not convenient to mention details here. However, it must be known that when Phúc Hai became king, he created many achievements and inventions that made people's lives less difficult, such as inventing nets to catch fish and creating fire, an important milestone. Important to help humans dominate nature, and created the 8 trigrams, the ancient Chinese tool for predicting the future, the forerunner of the later Book of I Ching. With his great contributions to humanity, after his death, Phúc Xi became the heavenly emperor in charge of the East and Spring, accompanied by the god Owl Mang to support him. 2. Emperor of the South Shennong. In ancient times, there was a king named Thu Dien. His concubine, Nu Deng, had the opportunity to meet a dragon god and became pregnant, giving birth to a baby with buffalo horns, who was the future Shennong. Legend has it that when Emperor Yan was born, the ground next to him suddenly appeared. 9 wells appeared. 9 are interconnected. If water is drawn from one well, the remaining 8 will all make waves. Buffaloes were used to pull plows, and well water was used to irrigate fields. These omens showed that Emperor Yan would help people invent agriculture. At that time, people did not know how to farm, what crops to grow, what animals to raise. They only knew how to eat insects, shellfish, wild vegetables and fruits, which were not nutritious enough and easily caused disease. The new sympathetic gods created a rain of grain. Emperor Yan collected those seeds and planted them, from which people could have abundant food. He also invented the forging technique to create agricultural tools such as axes, hoes, to help people clear fields and farm. Not only that, Emperor Viam also worked hard to travel around the world, testing his own methods. He used herbs and plants to find medicinal properties to make medicine for humans. He tried so many drugs that he was poisoned hundreds of times a day, but because his body had divine properties, he did not die. Thanks to that, Emperor Yan composed the manuscript, the first set of Chinese medicine books. At the end of Emperor Yan's reign, social morality declined, riots broke out everywhere, and the emperor overthrew Emperor Yan. Some people say that Emperor Yan lost the battle and was killed. Some say he fled to the south, then became Thien Emperor to rule over the southern sky in summer, with the fire god Chuk Dung following and supporting him. 3. Emperor of the West Xiao Hao. During the reign of the Yellow Emperor, there was a large star trailing a brilliant rainbow-like tail that swept across the sky and then fell on Huachu Island. There was a girl named Nu Tiet who dreamed of a man having sex with her. When she woke up, she had 2 lines, and then gave birth to Thu Hao. Legend has it that when Thu Hao was born, a phoenix flew to wish her later. Thu Hao became king of a country, then became the god of Trong Lu Mountain in the west. On this mountain there were many strange beasts and beautiful scenery. He built a palace on the top of the mountain. Thu Hao found a giant crack in the Dong Hai, established the state of Thu Hao there, and appointed other officials. Birds are the rulers of the country. The phoenix is in charge of the law, the swiftlet, the sparrow. Rule the seasons, the vulture holds military power. In short, the establishment of a kingdom of birds. After his death, Thu Hao became the Western Emperor, who governs autumn, has the metal god Nhu Tu as his son, accompanying him to assist him. 4. Heavenly Emperor of the North Choyan Huk. Choyan Huk is the son of Zhang Wei, grandson of Heavenly Emperor Shao Hao. At the end of Thu Hao's life, a strange phenomenon appeared in the sky. The star Dao Quang, located in the Big Dipper 7 stars, suddenly flew through the moon. Gun Bok, Zhang Wei's concubine, was in the palace and suddenly fell asleep. Pregnant, Choyan Huk was born wearing a shield and spear on his head, predicting that he would grow up and fight in battle. Chuk Huk has an intelligent nature. At just 10 years old, he was able to help his grandfather Thu Hao manage the court, and at 20 years old, he became king. At that time, although heaven and earth were separate, there were still roads connecting the two worlds, called sky pillars and sky ladder. Based on these paths, gods and humans can communicate with each other easily. However, there are also evil gods in heaven who take advantage of this path to descend to earth and wreak havoc. Therefore, Choyan Huk believes that this connection contains many dangers. He sent 2 gods under his command, Trong and Le, to perform the task of separating heaven and earth. Trong used both hands to lift up the sky. Le used his hands to press down on the earth, causing the distance between the two worlds to increase. Gods and humans could no longer easily go to the other world. By cutting off the communication route between heaven and earth, Choyan Huk established a new extremely tyrannical cosmic order. However, feeling proud of his achievements, Choyan Huk gradually despised the gods, developing the desire to be able to control the universe and the gods. He even forced the sun, moon and stars to be fixed in his north and not move anywhere, causing chaos in the universe. It was Choyan Huk's tyrannical tyranny that led to the uprising of the country's god Kong Kong. Although Choyan Huk defeated Kong Kong but head-butted a pillar supporting the sky, Bat Chu Mountain, causing the northwest sky to tilt that way, and the sun and moon were imprisoned by Choyan Huk. Thanks to that, the north escaped and restored its trajectory from east to west. Because the loss of a pillar caused the world to tilt, the cosmic order that Choyan Huk worked so hard to arrange is now gone. After his death, Choyan Huk became the heavenly emperor in charge of the north and winter, accompanied by the sea god Huyin Min. 5. Central Heavenly Emperor Emperor Xuanyuan can be considered the supreme heavenly emperor. The emperor sits on the highest temple on Kun Luan Peak. Legend has it that he has 4 faces, can observe all 4 directions at the same time, and holds in his hands the most powerful energy source in the universe, thunder. Once upon a time, there was a girl named Fu Bao walking in the fields. Then there was thunder and lightning. It was midnight, blinding lightning swirled around Thien Qian's star, the brightest star in the Big Dipper group. From then on, she became pregnant. After 25 months of pregnancy, she gave birth to a child, the emperor. Because the emperor was born from the inspiration of lightning, he could control lightning and was the god who controlled rain and thunderstorms. At the end of the reign of Emperor Shen Nong, the world rioted. The emperor organized his own army and controlled it. He was able to control all the wild beasts, tigers, leopards and wolves to join the army and fight against Emperor Yan in Fan Tuyen. The Flame Emperor's fire cannot overcome the Yellow Emperor's thunder. The emperor won the battle, proclaimed himself king, and founded the Hu Hung Kingdom. Later, the emperor also defeated Xing Thian and pacified the world. This story is long, please tell it in a separate article. At that time, the emperor, also known as Hien Vien, was the most powerful person in heaven and earth. He resided in the palace on Kunlun Mountain, entrusting the responsibility of governing the four directions to the four heavenly emperors, and at the same time acting as the supreme judge of the gods. With the responsibility of ruling the earthly world, the emperor and his subordinates also has contributed a lot to helping humanity develop. He was the one who invented a way to build houses on the ground for people to live in. Before that, humans built houses on trees like birds, created traps to hunt wild animals, invented pots to cook rice, and vehicles to travel faster. The emperor's servants such as Kang Jia invented writing, and Louis to the emperor's wife thought of raising silkworms to use silk to weave cloth. So it can be said that in among the heavenly emperors, the Yellow Emperor is still the one with the most important inventions, so he is considered the founder of Chinese civilization and the supreme emperor of heaven. Thank you for joining us for today's fairy tale. We hope these stories bring joy and meaning to your day. If you love our channel, please hit the subscribe button so you won't miss any exciting tales. Wishing you a good night and sweet dreams. See you in the next story.